What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the current data points, break down on what's really happening, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So currently, Lucid is selling off. Market's been open roughly 30 minutes, down 5.63%, 393 the low, 440 the high. So kind of opposite spectrums. Going to talk on what is really happening and everything that you need to know. But 6.08 million shares being traded, 34.8 is the average. So you are seeing a lot of transactions occurring on the secondary market. Regrettably, a lot of them are selling. So based on the bid, the ask, and the selling price, pretty much all of the 6 transactions over $100,000 are sells. And there was one big entity right here, so 3.9 million. So for whatever reason, big money was wanting to buy Lucid over the last several trading days, and today seems to be more of a flip. No actual news from the company itself, no SEC filings. So I think in general, as I've stated in the past, speculation can only take a stock so far. And in reality, Lucid, this kind of run that has happened over this last 5 days, even though it's pulling back right now, still it is up 11.77%. which is kind of good, but still there was no actual news based off of this kind of time period, just speculation and largely linked to the Gravity. So Lucid put out that, I guess, crash test video and a couple other things that really hyped investors up. But if you kind of take a step back, there was no actual credible news. So again, speculation will take a stock only so far. So that's what caused so much volatility. And plus, at the same time, you do have last minute jitters for tomorrow. So Nvidia is going to be unveiling their earnings. And that's, I think a lot of analysts are seeing that as a make it or break it point within the broader market. So let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments below. At the same time, you do have shorts increasing once again. So they've definitely been doubling the hell down with Lucid. So currently 27.8% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 249.49 million shares. 506,000 shares are being increased so far today, and cost to borrow average is 9.57. This did change, so I just wanted to break it down on why the short interest changed, because there is 2 times per month where the NASDAQ does disclose the true amount of shares being shorted. So there was that disclosure yesterday. So it was delayed, so it's kind of a lagging effect, but as of August the 15th, there was a grand total of 251.52 million shares overall are being shorted, and that works out to be 28.03%. So then what Ortex and Fintel and a lot of other platforms do is they take this information, calculate it up to today's date, and this is why you get that new short interest percentage. So all in all, something to keep in mind. As of right now, though, you do see a lot of analysts talking on how there will be, for the most part, a guaranteed 25 basis point cut. So right now, for the September 18th meeting, there is a 69.5% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut and a 30.5% likelihood of a 50 basis point cut. Clearly, I think this transition that has been happening, maybe the market truly did want a 50 basis point cut and was somehow pricing that in, because you see a lot of growth stocks kind of pulling back today. So there's just a lot of things going on all at the same time. So you have a little bit more of a battle when it comes to oil. You are having just interest rates, you're having labor issues, you're having just companies not necessarily given the best future guidance. So it's kind of just a Russian roulette, if that kind of makes sense. So looking at options, though, kind of low dollar value. So 283,000 in calls, 161,000 in puts. Sentiment wise, 55% of all the options being done so far are optimistic and bullish, and more so correlated around that 550 range. So I think once the market did open and it kind of spiked to that 440, I think a lot of this was correlated with that, because in my opinion, I don't see any other catalyst why Lucid would be closing at 550 this week, unless, again, there's something that I'm not really aware of, or maybe big entities are kind of hedging or doing something. It's interesting, right? And you always do see that on occasion, just random options occurring right before news does happen. And a lot of people always just say, hey, someone must have known, but they don't really pay much attention. So someone seems to think, and quite a lot in fact, that is going to be above 550. This is the current open interest, just so you guys are aware, so you guys can see that. But this is the puts, so more of a consensus for it to be sub $4. So in my opinion, the options are still representing more upside anticipated based on all of this. And as of right now, with it at $3.98, it is trading between these 2 points, so the pivot and this R1. So $4.14 is going to be the next strong resistance / target. Flip side, $3.48 is going to be the next strong support. Very wide gaps, because keep in mind Lucid has gone up quite a lot over this last little bit, so there's fairly wide gaps. So you just have to anticipate a hell of a lot of volatility in the foreseeable future. And like I said, speculation will take a stock only so far. So my weekend video, I did kind of bring this up on the technicals, that every time Lucid does get outside the Bollinger Band, there is a retracement. So time and time and time again. Yesterday kind of even threw me off, because yesterday it still did go up. So I did a video, I'm sure you guys saw it, I'm sure, saying that it is breaking the trend, because yeah, normally yesterday would have been that day of retracement, but today seems to be that day. So again, it's kind of anticipated based on that. So a lot of different things are happening at the same time, but all in all, I think if it does continue to consolidate, it is still very healthy for the stock to build very strong support levels and kind of closer gaps within the fib levels. So as of right now, though, on the stochastic, you do see a pivot, bearish pivot right here, so red line above the white. At the same time, it is at 88, so considered very overbought. So in general, I think it's kind of overdue for a pullback based on that. A number of retail investors were stagnant yesterday and are getting out as of right now. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Are you buying the Lucid dip? Are you selling? What are you guys doing with Lucid? And what's your thoughts, for instance, on shorts continuously doubling down and increasing on Lucid? So what's your thoughts on all that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing, take advantage of this promo. Only a couple days left, has been extended up until the end of August. Simply sign up for a new account. Throw $100 at it, they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Kick-ass deal, link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.